Hi, it's John Glynn, and in this session I'm going to be looking in the layers panel, and in layers panel I have this option again to create a new fill and adjustment layer, and the one we're going to look at here is gradient map. Click on gradient map and you immediately get a black and white image. It will automatically create its own layer, of course. I would click on dither. Dither generally helps to assimilate sort of tonal ranges and colours, so you don't get too much banding in your pictures. This is in particular if you are using high contrast images, or you're using low resolution cameras in particular, but there's probably no harm to have it on. The click on reverse turns your picture into a negative. Okay, that's all it's doing, straight off. Most people will leave it as a positive image. If you click inside this black to or dark grey to white, just one click with the left mouse key. I'm just using a PC and a mouse in Elements 20, but this particular option is in much earlier versions as well. You'll see a black and white bar at the bottom. It's the bottom options we're looking at. The two top ones don't actually do anything to your picture so much as the bottom. So these are called colour stops. So if I drag this down to the right, you'll see the picture gets darker, and if I drag the far right one, which is white, to the left, you'll find that the picture gets lighter. And you'll notice location changes as well, that number location changes depending on where it is in relationship to everything else along that bar. So if it's important for you to get back to a given point, you could write this all down. You also have one in the middle which allows you to click to add a stop. So these are little stops, colour stop. I can click on that and I can move that around. It adds even more little stars in the process of doing it, and you can see that will also change the brightness levels. Dragging to the left gets it brighter, dragging it to the right will reduce the brightness, if you like, or less white. But you can put that at a given point and say, right, that's where I want my white to be, or the lightness to be for the sky, and I can now drag the right one down and everything will get darker apart from those bits that I've made a stop on. So the parts of the sky that's impacted on the white stays pretty much the same the whole time. So you can play around with that and change my phone is going, if you can hear it, with messages. You can just see how that's impacting your picture. Okay, and you can add in extra stops if you needed to for other things. While you move them around, you can see that also changes to change the midpoints as well. Okay, so a stop doesn't move, but the other ones will, if you just bear with me. So that will, you move that physically, but if I move this little white one, you'll find the one in the middle moves, as does the one on the right. If I move this one, it's not doing anything to the picture because it stops at that stop, and that's not doing anything, but this one will. So it's a matter of understanding that relationship between these, how they work together, and how you can control your black and white pictures. It does take a little bit of getting used to, I will admit. It's not straightforward. Okay, you can change the colours of these options. It's black at this end. If you click in this little colour option, you can change that. So okay, I made it red, and I can go to the other end which says white. Let's click in here and change that to yellow. So okay, and now you can see that I've got a totally different image altogether, where it goes from red to yellow. And again, I can change these and move these around, and you can see the effect it will give you. So it's quite a powerful tool, this one, if you like. Certainly worth looking at. A lot of people will use it for black and white in particular. It's certainly worth adjusting. I'll just take that out. In fact, if you just click on the default settings, it takes you back to where you started from anyway. So if you click on that very foreground to background, it takes you back to this option. You also have the choice up here. It says default. There are presets, which are these. These are preset options. If you click on the preset, that's the sort of effect you can get. Okay, quite interesting. But if you go down into the drop down menu, you can do metals. They're quite good, quite interesting effects you can get on metal. You get the same option as here, where you can adjust the settings, okay, and change them slightly, so it's not fixed. You can do pastel colors, you know, everything like this can be quite effective. So, and again, you can adjust them. So you may find that there's some stuff in here which you actually find quite interesting and worth trying out. If you find there's a particular look you like, you can save that and add a gradient file so that you can effectively keep it as a preset and click on it. So if you can create your own, basically, which are these ones down here, which I did manually earlier. I go back to presets, default, preset, there we are, defaults. If you click on that black and you wanted a different color, you can create your own, as I did very first time. Clicking inside here, that black, I can make it a green, and the other end I could make it a different color, white, make it oh, normally you'd go for a definite color, wouldn't you? Okay, something like that. Well, if there's something here that you particularly like and a certain approach for all your pictures, then you can save them in here as a preset and give it a name and bring it up whenever you need to for your pictures, if you're going to do the same thing to all your photos. Okay, you can also give it a name. So it's a matter of trying it out. There is a thing called noise as well, unlikely to be used in photography, I think, but it does do some interesting effects. Again, you can change the reds, greens and blues. Matter of just trying them out, see what they do. Oh, my phone again, very popular today. And just wander through, got restricting the colours. It's a matter of just trying them out, roughness, and you get a real look, a completely different feel to your photos, which may be really quite handy. It was on 50 to start with, but you can up it, and I think if you up it, it becomes more interesting. Certainly quite very different sort of picture from the original pictures. So that would be under noise. Solid again, go back to defaults and click on the very first option, and there we are, back to my black and white image again. So have a go and just see how you feel about using this particular option, gradient editor. It's called gradient editor. It does take a bit of time to get used to, but it is well worth having a go and understanding it, and I think it can give you a lot of opportunities for creative changes to your photographs. Okay, thank you very much for watching.